That sounds about right, yeah? Welcome to an episode of Unofficial Lyrics Breakdown, also known as the less than B-Tech version of Genius. I'm your host, Joseph, from josephwanmusic, and today we have a rather special guest on the show. We have J1 here with us today.
It's good. Good to be here.
You know, I think we look awfully similar.
Yeah, that's what I thought so too.
It's almost like we're the same person. I'd like to first apologize about the background. You know, we don't have enough budget to create the Genius yellow background, so we're stuck with this grayish looking background, yeah. But it's still pretty cool, right?
Yeah, I mean, it does look...
Yes, of course, because I designed it. Moving on. Before we get into this song, I'd like to ask you about your name first. For J1, is it J as in the letter J or J-A-Y-J? And 1 as in the number 1 or O-N-E-1? And is there any meaning behind it?
So, about that, yeah, I'm actually not certain either. I would say 1 as in the number 1. But for J, I haven't figured out whether I want it to be the letter J or J-A-Y-J. But I thought, like, since I'm not remotely famous or well-known, I have the freedom to leave it undecided for now. Yeah. And for any meaning about the name, it kind of sounds like my real name, and the number 1, it symbolizes being the one and only, being unique, and also being the best. Yeah.
Ah, okay, I see. So, what is your real name?
Oh, it is.
Alright, let's get into the actual song. So, what is the name of the song and what is it about?
Yeah, it is called Rest My Case, and it's actually a diss on the Hong Kong government. So there's a little backstory that goes behind it.
Hold up for a second.
Yeah?
Oh, I'm so sorry. You know, as I said earlier, we don't have enough budget, so we can only afford a host till this point. So, I'm afraid to tell you that you have to be on your own for the rest of the show.
Wait, what do you mean? Don't you own the channel? Wait. What do you mean you're leaving right now? You can't just leave like that. What? You can't just leave me alone here, what? Well, the show must go on. I guess I'll just do it on my own then. Yeah. Well, since there isn't a host anymore, I guess I'll just take over from this point on. Yeah, I gotta do the breakdown myself now. What do you mean you don't have budget to, like, have a host for the entire show? Like... Anyways, I won't be breaking down the introduction or the first 2 Cantonese verses of the song. For the introduction, it is pretty darn self-explanatory and pretty darn straightforward. So if you just go back to the official audio/lyric video, and you can find the full lyrics in the description there. There isn't much to break down, so I won't waste your time with that. And for the first 2 Cantonese verses, it is frankly quite time-consuming to, like, translate every single line and then explain what's going on with it. And the simple version of what's going on with those 2 verses is that the Hong Kong government released a rap about condemning, like, a certain group of people in Hong Kong for what's been going on the past few months. So what I did with the 2 Cantonese verses is just that I picked apart the rap that our government did and then responded to it, like, with every, like, false point that they put out. Yeah, that's pretty much what happened. Now let's move on to the first English verse. So when I transition from Cantonese to English. So the beginning of that goes like, switch it up, now they know I'm multilingual. Can't understand, cause they don't speak her lingo. Words flying over their heads were on a different level. Well, it's pretty straightforward, but the target of these 3 lines is mainly towards the police in Hong Kong. And the thing is that we've seen in different cases where they are incapable of communicating in English. And sometimes even in Cantonese, like, can't even communicate properly, which is, frankly, somewhat of an embarrassment. So it's just saying that switch it up because now I'm speaking Canto and English in the song. Those who don't understand English won't understand what I'm saying from this point on. So that's pretty much what it is. And then next, still keeping it real, never sold my soul to the devil. Yeah, I'm not a saint, my bag's not YSL, but I got W written in my name, and you're just taking L's. So, I never sold my soul to the devil, unlike what our chief executive is now, pretty much acting like she sold her soul to the devil and doing the devil's work. Kind of a harsh accusation, but it's not really an accusation out of nowhere. It is an accusation exactly because of what she has been saying and doing for the past few months. The next line is, yeah, I'm not a saint. It's kind of referring to the previous line. I didn't sell my soul to the devil, but I'm still not a saint. And then the next line is a wordplay on that. My bag's not YSL. It's not Yves Saint Laurent. So Saint, or in English, saint. So that's kind of wordplay. And also saying, in reference to, again, our chief executive, like, you are getting paid, I don't know, a ridiculous amount of money every month. So I'm assuming you can probably afford a lot of branded stuff pretty much. But I can't. I'm a broke-ass teenager. Yeah. But I got W written in my name. So my last name is Wan. It starts with a W. I got it written in my name already. Like, I don't even have to do anything. It's written in my name. So I'm gonna win in this battle. And you're just taking L's. Not just in this rap battle, but also in everything that you have been doing. Okay, moving on. Next line. Why are you trying to start in Three Idiots always saying all is well? So if you guys haven't seen Three Idiots, which is a banger of a movie, quality movie, you gotta watch it. One of the more famous lines or famous songs that they use in the movie is all is well. It's saying that all is well, everything is fine. That's pretty much what our government has been saying. Like, everything is fine, there's nothing wrong, and you guys are the people, like, creating trouble for us. That's frankly quite an idiotic thing to say. So that's why I used this Three Idiots line here. You know, lying ain't healthy for you. Go home and eat some kale. You're looking pale. Weird for a bloodsucker. So, obviously, our government has been lying a whole lot. So, just reminding them, lying ain't healthy for them. Go home and eat some kale. Like, drink some juice. And then the next line, you're looking pale. You lie so much that you're so unhealthy that you look pale now. And it's weird for a bloodsucker because you should be looking healthy and well in that. Not looking pale and unhealthy. Next line, trading souls just for more power. Money can't buy the respect that you sold. Doesn't matter if you are a billionaire. Pretty self-explanatory with like how our government and the police have been beating up people and sacrificing pretty much this generation of Hong Kongers. Trading souls for more power, and then money can't buy the respect that you sold, so that kind of trading. I murder beats, but you murder lives. Trying to save face, not with those lies. Gonna live in regret for your whole life. Is that what you want? It doesn't sound right, eh? So, I want to clarify first. I'm not saying I'm a great rapper. This is my first ever track released. But you gotta flex a little. You gotta flex a little in a diss track. You can't just be humble. Like in a diss track, it doesn't work that way. I murdered this beat, but you're out there murdering lives pretty much. Trying to save face, you're not gonna do it with all the lies that you're saying. And if you keep on doing that, you lot are gonna live in regret for your whole life. So that's pretty much what it is. Then I don't want to waste another minute going back to where it started, trying to write down all your fabricated lines. I don't want to wait another moment. All that set's already spoken. We don't need another factory of lies. So for these two lines, it's also quite straightforward. It's just like, I'm fed up with you. I don't want to listen to all your lies. I don't even want to waste my time writing down all the lies and all the acts of violence that y'all did. But the little wordplay here is with fabricated and factory. Fabricated, obviously, the meaning of made of accusations, but also fabricated, also it's kind of a process of producing stuff. Like no one else wants you to be producing even more lies. And then, going too fast, I'ma slow it down. Airing it out, roll the windows down. Headshot, aiming at your crown. We don't need you or your group of clowns. Obviously, I went for a fast flow, the two lines before these, so it's like, oh, am I speaking too fast? I can slow it down for you. And airing it out, it's kind of just an imagery of airing the room out. Like, I might have suffocated you with that fast flow, so do you want some more air kind of thing. Also, airing it out has the meaning of like shooting a gun, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. That ties in with the line after that, headshot, aiming at your crown. Crown as in directed at our chief executive. She's pretty much sitting at the top position of our government of Hong Kong. So she pretty much has a crown on her head. It's saying that you don't deserve that crown that you're wearing right now. And also crown as in like the description of a head. Like this part is called the crown. So head shop. And then we don't need you or your group of clowns. That's self-explanatory. Then next verse, next line. Drunk on power, too busy importing corona. So this line, it's a reference of the recent coronavirus outbreak, and also with how our government and government personnel seems to be so caught up with power and money and everything. And drunk on power, obviously corona also means it's also a brand of beer. So importing corona kind of reference to being drunk on power, and also not closing off the borders, not even considering a lockdown in Hong Kong, and just importing people from mainland China, so pretty much importing the virus into Hong Kong because of maybe political considerations, being drunk on power. A little double meaning there, little wordplay. Words of slander, that's the only thing you got a lot of. Pretty self-explanatory, I don't have to explain that, right? Not a hater, you're the only one proving who you are. So that's me saying that it's not me just trying to be a hater to you. You are the one, as in the government, our chief executive, or the police who are acting out of order and beating up people. I'm not saying every one of them, but if you fit the shoe, you're the only one proving who you are. It's not because of our accusations, it's because of your actions. Then, little briefer, take a seat, I've got more here to tell you. Not much of it, just a little filler bar. Yeah. Then, you said you believe in God, but if you're not living it out, it's a dead faith. Just a soulless body, it's a dead weight. So this is directed just at our chief executive, Carrie Lam. She claims to be a Catholic, so claims to believe in God, but her actions does not seem to be aligned with her statement. If you're not living it out, then your faith is just a dead faith. It's a soulless body, it's a dead weight. Also kind of like, you sold your soul to the devil, so now the body that you have, that you present to the public, is just a soulless body because you sold it to the devil. And you're just being a dead weight to Hong Kong. Pretty much. Yeah. Devil's advocate, that's the role I play. If I'm proven right, that's not my decision. The words I said are just propositions. So there's a literal meaning with these lines and also a second meaning with it. Playing devil's advocate, I think most of you understand what that means. So it's just arguing for the sake of arguing or presenting an opposing point. If I'm proven right playing the devil's advocate, then it's not my decision, because that means that the propositions that I brought up are actually true, and it's only because you actually committed those actions. Therefore, it made those propositions true and valid. And also, devil's advocate, if you guys don't know, is it's actually a position in I forgot. Crap. Let me search it up real quick. I don't wanna mess this up. Give me 1 second.
One eternity later.
So the devil's advocate, it's a former position, official position within the Catholic Church, the promoter of faith, and which is the one who argued against the canonization of a candidate in order to uncover any character flaws or misinterpretation of the evidence favoring the canonization. In present day, the devil's advocate, this role is now replaced by the promoter of justice, but it's pretty much the same thing. And it's a Catholic reference, pretty much, because once again, she claims to be Catholic. So yeah, a little subtle double entendre here with that bar. And the court is set for the prosecution. Let me finish up this my conclusion. It's kind of in reference to the previous few lines that I used, because I kind of referenced the Catholic court. So it's saying that the court is set for the prosecution, and let me finish up my case. And then I move on to the last verse, which started off with Cantonese. I'm actually going to explain this one, because this part is shorter than the first two verses, so it takes less time. 由唔見人到打死人，你哋黑警根本就唔係人，而家唔肯封關救人，你個政府淨係識累死人。So this is going at police and the government. It starts with the police walking away from triad members attacking citizens, and now them being the ones attacking citizens. So that's what's going on with the first line. And the second line is referring to how our government refuses to even consider a lockdown of Hong Kong and stopping people from exiting and entering Hong Kong, pretty much creating risk for people in Hong Kong by like allowing the possibility of an outbreak to happen for the coronavirus outbreak. And then next line, 我唔係想挑起仇恨 I'm just asking for your repentance. 坦白講，我都係一個罪人. Admitting is the only difference. So the first line, 我唔係想挑起仇恨, that means I'm not trying to stir up hate. I'm just asking for your repentance. And then the next line, 坦白講，我都係一個罪人. In all honesty, I'm also a sinner. Admitting is the only difference. Let's go to the last 4 lines. Send me behind bars. There's not a single bar here I don't stand behind. That's all I have to say, Your Honor. I rest my case. So, send me behind bars, obviously behind bars being like send me in prison. And there is not a single bar here I don't stand behind. So that's kind of wordplay there. And if Hong Kong really is fully under the control of China with what we know about who is in power in China, not necessarily the people of China, but who is in power of China, we know that there is little to no freedom of speech when your freedom of speech goes against who is in power. So this is just saying if one day this rap with whatever I said here is going to send me behind bars, then I'm just saying go ahead and do that. I stand behind every single word and every single bar I rapped in this song. That's all I have to say, Your Honor. I rest my case, just to end the song off and to also kind of go with the chord setting that I kind of set with the English verse before, saying the court is set for the prosecution, let me finish up this my conclusion. And now that I'm finished up with my conclusion, that's all I have to say, Your Honor. I rest my case. So yeah, that's the full lyrics breakdown, excluding the first 2 Cantonese verses. Hopefully this helps with you guys understanding like what I meant with the lyrics in this song, and also just kind of an insight into my thought process on how I kind of approach like writing the song and the wordplays that I use, the connection between lines and the different points that I want to bring out and all that. So yeah, hopefully it's interesting, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this breakdown. Hopefully next time I'll actually get a host so I don't have to do all the heavy lifting on my own. I still can't believe that. I still can't believe he just disappeared out of nowhere. Leave me by my lonesome. Like, what is this? Anyways, that's all I have to say, and I rest my case. Yeah, how am I supposed to end this? The host is supposed to end this. Like, what's supposed to go on now? I guess I'll just leave then. Yeah, I mean, my time is up here. I'll see you when they invite me over again. I don't know if I will even come back again, honestly, after this, but yeah. Oh, he left already. I thought I told J1 that I'm going to be back for the ending. It's alright. Oh, that meal just now, it was exquisite. Yeah. That was just an excuse. I was just hungry, so I need an excuse to get out. So, why not? Anyways, that's it for today's video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And let me know in the comments what else you want to see from me, and also any feedback in regards of today's video in regards to the song or whatever else that you want to see me do in the future. So yeah, but that's it for today, and I'll catch you guys next video. See ya. 而家到底係邊個唔清楚明白？到底要講多幾多次你先會釐清黑白？100萬、200萬，你仲坐喺屋企度嘆，人到底要幾咁無知先至會如此傲慢？荒謬到3歲細路仔都比你清楚明。